Hey, Cactus crew. Hope you guys are going well. Thanks so much for rewind. Thanks so much for joining me. Yes, I am behind as usual. I chose the perfect time to go on holidays, exactly when the Netflix documentary dropped. I did watch the first episode and then I didn't need to watch anymore because I felt like that was enough. Anyone else? I did not want to drag my brain through all that crap again. But anyway, welcome. If you're new, this is CB Live, my live reaction to Without a Crystal Ball's video titled, ready? This is a novel. Miranda Derrick attacks her family, sues me for defamation over docuseries about her cult leader, from June 4, 2024. And straight off the bat, we can already tell that the title is a load of bulldang. That's a whole bunch of lies, but we'll get to it all. Katie doesn't show her face in this video, so we're just going to have to stare at each other. But that's fine. That's fine, right? I'll be in the chat having a chin wag, so hopefully you can come in there and have a talk, a chin wag, which is basically Aussie slang for having a chat because, you know, your chin moves up and down like it's wagging. Seriously, it has nothing to do with the chin situation. The chin situation. Yes, I tried and failed. Oh, yeah, replay crew, make sure you check out the description box because that's where you'll find all the timestamps and a bunch of links that pretty much back what comes out of my mouth because it's, you know, my own opinion, but I have been on this carousel since 2019, carousel from hell. Round and round we go. She never learns, she never grows, she never changes. And so I feel like we've been here before, but I don't think we have. Have we? Well, yeah, we have. But oh, 7M, they're going to crush her because they are keeping quiet and Katie can't keep quiet to save her fucking life or her career. Yeah, literally. What else? Oh yeah, CB shorts are back. I took a little break, but they will be back. Make sure you check them out because that's where Miranda's statement is. Do you guys want me to put 7M's statement and Miranda Derrick'S statement together in one long video? Or are you guys happy with the shorts? Because I'm not happy with the shorts. I'm thinking I should do a long video and just put it in there. So it's there together. But yeah, let me know. And yeah, so that's where you can find Miranda Derrick'S statement. I'm sure Katie's going to play it again for us. So I'm not going to bother playing it again because I know Katie is on repetition mode. That's all she's got is other people's stuff. What is she going to say? Well, I don't know. Is it going to be the same old bulldang? Probably. Am I going to say the same old bulldang? Probably. But hey, we're here for it, right? We are here for it. I will see you on the other side of this beautiful tune. And then it all goes downhill from here. Oh, hey, Cactus Crew. Oh my God, Goose, it is so early. I didn't give anyone much heads up that I was changing my usual time. Usually go live around 10, but I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it to 9 p.m. I really feel like going to bed. And I think because it's, you know, it's rainy weather and I just want to get cozy and yeah, not watch this. But hopefully this won't put me to sleep because we've got no visuals. So I'm just relying on you, chat. Oh, hey, Jess. Oh, I like double names are great. Okay. Yeah, so like I said, Miranda Derrick released her statement and did it so smartly, you know, using the words that I've never heard Katie say, like, I can't say too much because I'm in a lawsuit. Never heard that come out of Katie's mouth, have we? Katie's on nothing but talk, and here she is responding again to something she doesn't need to. Respond in the courtroom, Paulson. Respond in the courtroom. And when it's set up, I have no idea what's happening. Thank God for captions, right? Even though there's no visual. Tomorrow, Friday, because I've got a bit to catch up on. But then I look at it and I'm like, oh God, I don't want to lose my voice going through the load of posts that she did and the question and answer, and because she is the star of this Netflix documentary. This is Paulson's biggest moment. All those high school kids that she went to school with that didn't invite her to the reunion. This is her Netflix moment. Look at KJ. Woo! But yeah, no. Yeah, it's straight from 7M, straight from Miranda, a 7M dancer in the alleged cult leader, both releasing statements that sound more along the lines of what I believe, because I do believe that the Wilking parents are the narcissists who lost control of their daughter, Miranda, and then went on a smear campaign against 7M and Robert Shinn to destroy any chance that Miranda had of being successful outside of the family unit, because that's what narcissists do. I mean, God, Dean Wilking, oh my God. The first episode should have had a warning on it, like narcissist at play, because his emotions and his body language, I mean, that's a whole docuseries on itself. Dean Wilking, inside the mind of the one that cries. No. But they were just so, yeah. I didn't need to watch anymore. I didn't need to watch any Shekinah Church. Okay, I'm just treading water, getting on the 1 minute delay between StreamYard and YouTube so we can all move forward together, because I'm not in this alone. Am I? Okay, we are moving forward. Oh, hey, Captain. Oh, it's so good to see you in at the beginning, not the end. Did you get a notification? Has anyone's notifications been working better since you, or did you follow my advice? Not the first lot, but to click on the bell and then unclick and, Okay, we'll just get into this. The same thing on repeat, because that's all you've got, Katie Joy. Nothing.
Hey guys, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I just wanted to hop on here really quick and first of all say thank you so much to everybody who's been so supportive during this time. In the next couple slides, I've included my statement of this documentary that's just been released. I can't go into too much detail because of legal purposes, but I just wanted to add my side of the story a little bit. Thank you so much for taking a read. Have a great day.
Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. And I apologize for not being on camera. I was actually not planning or even expecting to have to respond today to these claims. And so here we are, because on last week, on Wednesday, Dancing for the Devil, the 7M TikTok cult, was released on Netflix. On the series, you met so many amazing human beings that have been impacted by a group called 7M and Shekinah Church. The man at the center of the story, Robert Shinn, has a 30+ year history of allegedly splitting up families, forcing people to work for him, and doing all kinds of unsavory and unethical and immoral acts allegedly on women. Robert Shinn has had 3 women go to the police in Los Angeles County and report him for SA. Robert Shinn has been accused in lawsuits of so many different claims, and yet today he is still walking free. He has not been charged with anything. And instead of Robert Shinn making a comment publicly, Robert Shinn put Miranda Derrick, at the helm to fight his battles once again. If you're not new to the story, you should not be surprised by what you saw today. But if you are new to the story, this is Robert's MO. Robert Shinn wants to control the narrative. He wants this publicity that is negative to stop. He wants Miranda and the dancers that are under his control to go back to work, to be.
Why are you talking like that? Why are you so like not human being? Why are you not a human being right now, Katie? Robert Shinn is trying to control the narrative. This is his MO. This is his narrative. Has he spoken? Have we heard anything from Robert Shinn himself about the narrative that he wants to control in the 2 years since you've been sued, hey? Yeah, let's talk about that title. Miranda Derrick attacks her family, sues me for defamation, sues me for defamation over docuseries. Step back, Paulson, sit down. that you got sued in April 2022. The docuseries didn't start in production until the end of 2022. So you were already in an active lawsuit, getting sued for defamation, for sharing information that was not for public eyes on a full-on smear campaign against Robert Shinn, not stating anything as allegations, because that's what they were, stating everything as fact, because you were the fact checker, weren't you, Katie, for the docuseries? And that is just, it's not even laughable. It's like Netflix bloomin' dropped the ball majorly. I mean, is this the kind of shit we've been fed? No actual facts? Just, you can get on Netflix and smear anyone, take down their career. They don't even care. One little person-to-person interview with Katie or one Google search and we wouldn't be here entertaining the devil, which is Katie. Everyone is dancing for Katie, the devil. This is her narrative, her mixtape. Yeah, so you're already being sued before. So, yeah, Mrs. Cult Leader, that's you. Plus, they're not speaking up. You're speaking up. So this is your narrative. We are not dumb. Carry on.
Be profitable and to make him money. He wants to continue to run his business the way he wants to run it, without any interference, without any criticism, and without anyone telling him what he's doing is wrong. In Robert's world, according to what you see in the series and by the accounts of the people that knew him, Robert is the only one that gets to say anything and everyone else must be silent. Well, today, Miranda responded, and this statement that she just put out on her social media is at best nothing but filled with lies. I've already spoken to Kelly Wilking, who has already told me that this statement she does not believe was written by Miranda. She also believes that the statement and this tactic that Robert is using is to throw Miranda under the bus, throw her and her family under the bus, throw me under the bus, throw the production under the bus, so that he can get out of this unscathed, so that he doesn't have to address these issues. I will read you her statement and then I will respond. She wrote this: "Hey everyone, just wanted to hop on here and say that I have seen the documentary. I want to start by saying that I appreciate the concern that has been expressed for my well-being. Due to pending litigation in which I am a plaintiff in a defamation lawsuit, it is not appropriate for me to comment on specific allegations, though I will state that I do not condone abuse in any way. I want to stop right there and say that the only pending litigation Miranda has is in a case that was filed against me in the state of Minnesota more than 2 years ago, where Miranda and Robert and James have provided no discovery to prove that I've done anything to defame them. Additionally,"
Jesus. We want the truth, not the Katie Joy show. And you know what, Katie? We have access to the truth because it's a public case. So you saying that they haven't given you discovery? You are the one that is like beating around the bush, going to all lengths to not give discovery to 7M because what? You're a journalist, but you couldn't prove it because your work reflects that of a gossiper. Full stop. You do not follow anything journalistic as in code of practice. You don't even care enough about your work to improve, to become better because you believe you're perfect. And here we are in what? Defamation lawsuit number 5 or something ridiculous for the same thing because you don't learn and you're so desperate for attention that you'll just run with whatever anyone feeds you. And in my opinion, Melanie Wilkie used you as a mouthpiece. Swanson 2.0, here we are again. You know, all they got to do is feed you information to take down the person that you have your little hate boner for. And that's Robert Shinn. You wouldn't know the truth if it fucking hit you in the face. It could be sitting right next to you and you'd call everyone a liar. I don't know if that makes sense, but for some reason, Katie, such a, just your tone as you read this. Miranda's statement is a very personal account, and you've already dismissed it as Robert wrote it for her. Would Robert know her grandpa, like what she referred to her grandpa as, or what Miranda and Melanie were going through when they before they went to the hospital to say their final goodbyes to their papa. I don't think Robert Shinn would be able to write that in the way that you really feel like it is Miranda talking. We aren't dumb. We'd be able to tell if someone else wrote it. But you are lying because you need everyone to believe your narrative, which is a bunch of bulldang, Katie. You're going to get sued for it, Katie. You passed information on that you're already being sued for, Katie. Wake the fuck up. I just can't, like, the level of dumb gives me a migraine daily. Netflix is really, bottom of the barrel now, right? Amazon is on top. Shiny, happy people, shining bright. Because at least they did the background check and found that Katie Joy was a bit dodgy,
I did not accuse Miranda of any allegations. I've never accused Miranda of any allegations. I've never accused her of crimes. I've never accused Miranda of anything other than being in a high control group. I'll continue. I cannot speak for anyone but myself. I love my mom and dad and Melanie, and they will forever be a part of my life. The truth is, we just don't see eye to eye at this time. I believe that this documentary is a one-sided story. I gave my life to Jesus Christ in 2020 and asked my family for some space in the very beginning to collect my thoughts and process my new walk I wanted to take with God. It's interesting that she would say that because this is exactly what Kalia and Concrete and Aubrey and Kylie all said in the series. Robert wanted them all to cut off their families to get with their walk with God. This is not a normal tactic used by churches. This is not a normal strategy. It is an isolation tactic. And any church that asks you to cut off your friends and family, run. I also told my sister that I wanted to continue our Wilkins Sisters social media page. She logged me out of our account, and when I asked for access back, she denied my request. So I had no other choice but to start my own account and pursue my own career. I still have yet to receive access into our account. My family didn't honor the space I asked for, and I saw a different side of them I've never seen before. Honestly, it made me mad, frustrated, and annoyed that they were being so overbearing and chaotic. I want to just touch on this part because, first of all, we already know the reason why she doesn't have access to that account, and it's because Melanie does not want Robert to have access to her TikTok account that has her private information in it, that's linked to her bank, that's, has her tax information linked into it. If Robert gains access through Amanda to her account, that means Robert gains access to Melanie's account, and Melanie.
Who's Amanda? Oh, did she say Miranda or Amanda? Am I tripping? I'm just hoping that there's some
Robert
Amanda.
gains access through Amanda to her account. That means
she did say Amanda. How did she get it mixed up? Unless it's like really mumbled.
Has her tax information linked into it. If Robert gains access through Amanda to her account, that means Robert gains access to Melanie's account and Melanie's private information. As long as Miranda is working for Robert, she is preventing Robert from accessing her private information that no one should have to have access to. If it was just Miranda, Melanie would allow her back in a heartbeat, but it's not just Miranda. She was.
How do you know? You only know from what Melanie tells you. And Melanie is the one that is telling you all this stuff about 7M being a cult to destroy any success that Miranda may find outside of the family because they're a narcissistic bunch of controlling bitches. I really do feel for Miranda. Obviously Katie can't relate because her story about narcissistic abuse of her parents, being the narcissist and she going no contact, is a bunch of bulldang. It's all lies. So of course she can't see this, but geez, she said Amanda. I can't get over that. She said Amanda. How well does she? She must just do one take, and then even when she edits it, not even trying to fix it up. Look at me. Who the heck is Amanda? I'm like, oh my God, we got a new player. Someone has entered. Nope, it's just Katie getting names mixed up as she does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was one of the first things that happened when Miranda asked for space, like in 2020, was she got locked out of the account. And then 7M wasn't created until 2021. And then that's when they joined. So yeah, 2020, she kicked her out of the TikTok account. Doesn't really make sense, but Katie, you know, nothing's factual. There's no timeline when everything's a lie. Like how hard she's going. Like, why can't you open your mind up to a different perspective? It's so closed-minded, which is what an actual cult does. Closes your mind off to thinking outside of the box. So really, Katie, you are the cult leader. You want this narrow-minded view to stick. But the rest of us, we have a working brain and we're like, oh my God, put 2 and 2 together and that equals 4, Katie, not 5. Right, Katie? Don't go get the calculator. Kate, oh, she's going to get the calculator.
Logged out of the account to protect her identity from Robert. I want to be clear. In 2020, I went to Michigan to visit my family for Christmas. My papa was taken to the hospital due to medical issues. We got a phone call saying that he had a short time before he would pass. Melanie and I drove to the hospital to say our last goodbyes. Before we went into the hospital to do so, I started to pray for our papa in the car, and Melanie got offended and angry with me and told me to stop and to never pray around her. Our papa passed away that day. Fast forward about a month and a half, Melanie and I are in LA. And we're about to head back to Michigan for our papa's funeral. I was at a place with my family where I felt like I was being harassed. My parents and sister were not religious. They immediately called me going to church twice a week a cult. That's not why they called it a cult. I felt if I went back for the funeral, they would try to keep me there and not let me come back to LA. So I told my family.
Well, Katie, elaborate. Tell us why, you know, because when you were fully entrenched in your little cult, which wasn't an actual cult, was actually just a small community church helping out a mum and a dad going through a difficult time with their medically fragile child. You got what you needed and then you bolted and sold it out as a cult story, which wasn't even your story. It was Suzanne's. But, you know, because you are a single white female stealing stories. Lies is all you got. You wouldn't know the truth. You have to lie to yourself about what the truth is. Oh, what a head fuck daily it must be to be you. Here you are correcting Miranda. Don't you think first person information outweighs your hearsay? You are fighting evidence, like first person evidence with hearsay that isn't even credible. You would learn that if you went to study anything to do with journalism.
Family that I would not be going to Michigan and that I wanted to move in and begin my life with James. To keep it simple, I did not want to be around them at the time because I felt threatened by them. They have never done anything to threaten her. But this is again, Robert trying to make it so that Kelly and Dean are the dangerous ones. He did this the last time. He called and accused them of racism. He accused Dean of being too aggressive with her. This has nothing to do with her feeling scared of her parents. She was not.
Katie, the whole fucking TikTok video that they did was threatening. How dare she go out there and make decisions on her own? How dare she become independent away from the Wilkins sisters? How dare she try and build a life away from the family? Oh my God, you really need to start using pie charts or something because your comprehension has really gone down the drain like your career. Yeah, SD says, I might be overthinking it, but I noticed Miranda's family never uses a nickname when talking about Miranda. I've heard them call Melanie Mel, but no nickname for Miranda. Seems weird to me. I wonder if they call it Amanda. Yeah, it is like nothing short, always like her full name. Like when parents are mad at you and they can't like call you by just your 3-letter short name. They have to like say your full name. Make sure you understand how much trouble you are in. Oh, but Dean Wilking is scary. Like he is a performer and a bad one though, but at least he puts on a show. He's scary.
Not allowed to go to the funeral because Robert wouldn't let her. It was not a choice. It was Robert said he couldn't go. She couldn't.
Miranda is telling the facts about what it is, and here you are disagreeing with her. Who are you? You might be the fact checker and able to bullshit your way with like production and that, but we know you, Katie. We know that you are a liar. You're a bullshitter. You don't know anything. And you're sticking to your one-track, narrow-minded narrative. And that's sad on your part, isn't it? No bigger picture for Paulson. No brain power.
And go. I have been getting together with them over these past couple years to make amends, move on, and work things out as a family. This documentary has created a further challenge between us as I work to overcome the public attack. No one likes to be portrayed as they're brainwashed, not in control of their life, when that just isn't the truth. First of all, Robert is the one that will view this as an attack, not Miranda. No one is actually attacking Miranda. And if you are attacking Miranda, stop. Do not leave her negative comments. This isn't Miranda writing this. This is Robert. And when I'm saying everything today, this is not to me. This is not to Miranda. This is to Robert. Robert is the one that is feeling attacked rightfully because what happened in the series and what he has done to people has caused harm. And to try to escape.
You've caused harm to their career, to their success, to their future, to the sponsorships, to 7M Films, talent management. You have caused harm with your slanderous fucking words, Katie, that aren't fact. They're made up in your head and exaggerated because it's all you've got. If you had facts, well, you probably move on to a different story because it didn't float your boat, you know? You couldn't get your, yeah, exactly. I can't say what I was going to say because you aren't cool enough, Katie. Oh, I was going to say something and I just totally brain farted.
Consequences, in my opinion, Robert Shinn is going to try to make it everyone else's fault and that he is the victim. A tactic often used by narcissists is called Darbo, where they switch victim and perpetrator. So he becomes the victim and we are the perpetrators. He is
a victim of you. Another one. I know. I don't know if there's enough room in the line. I think the line is, it spans countries. Katie, he is a victim of you. Netflix is a victim of you. The production company is a victim of you. All of the dancers, everyone interviewed is a victim of you. You are a victim of you. Oh my gosh. Like, I want to know what Jennifer, your lawyer, is thinking. Does she just giving you the, go ahead, Paulson. I mean, you're bloody perfect. You're on top. You're going to win this. No doubt. You're the one that's really reined it in with the words, kept it civil, professional, because that's what you are. Ethical, you got morals. Do you? No, you got marble. No marbles, no balls, no morals. Just a whole lot of repetition.
doing that. Then he attacks the victims, and then the victims will apologize to him. We will not apologize, at least I won't, to Robert Shinn. I will add that I would have preferred that my family's circumstances remain private. I'm forced and feel like I have no other choice but to defend myself because of all of this. I can't convince anyone to believe anything. I'm just a woman trying to live my life. I'm not a victim. I'm not in any harm. I'm not being abused. I've never asked my family or anyone else to help me in any way. Respectfully, what I choose to do with my life is up to me. As I take time to process and reflect on the situation, I would appreciate your continued support. Unfortunately, with regard to her not believing that she's a victim, not believing that she's been abused, she's in a world right now where Robert has desensitized them to believe that like evil is good and good is evil. A common tactic used by most cult leaders. It's like the ends justify the means. It's okay if some bad things happen, if the good outweighs that. She has been told over and over and over again, if she doesn't do what he says and follow his rules and obey and submit to the mentors and to him, she will go to hell. She will lose her.
Your followers are told not to disagree with you, not to go against the grain, not to call you out. Otherwise, they will be blocked. None of them speak up, or everyone that comments is you. Or a bot system, and you're just giving them the same thing to say, and they say the same thing over and over. Yeah. Your your engagement is really low with 7M. I wonder why. A lot of people don't really know who they are. Why is that, Katie? Is it because you rotate? You rotate in subscribers? The door's always open, block door them, welcome a new bunch in who have no idea. They all think that you are Journalist of the Year, won so many awards, gonna hit 400K soon. Have you hit 400K? Has Emily hit 1 million? You know, that's successful. You are just a tryhard. And look at you telling us what a cult leader is when you are. You need your echo chamber because in reality, you're insecure as fuck. And bringing down people and stroking your hair, which is your ego, with your snotty fingers, you know, and going on a live with your staph infection and your hookworm all in your eyes and stuff, you know, jumping out because you can't feel them. And we see that, but you don't see that. And you think you look so good. You're coming across like, yeah. And everyone is tuning in going, whoa, what's the deal with Katie Joy? I mean, she doesn't really look like she's there. Not to be rude, you know, but is she all right? Something's a little bit off. If I hadn't have, you know, gone through substance abuse, I wouldn't be able to pick it up. She's a fucking full-blown active addiction. Sloshing them back, feeding her ego, unable to shut up during an active court case, lawsuit. I feel that this might be your end, Katie, and you're bringing it on yourself.
Her salvation. Her family will go to hell. She will lose job opportunities. She will be isolated from her friends. She will not be allowed to go to church. She will lose the opportunity to participate in Bible studies. If she doesn't obey and submit, she can't get what she needs and what she wants. And what she needs and wants is to please Robert because she wants to go to heaven. She doesn't want to go to hell. She doesn't want her family to go to hell. And she also wants to work. Kelly and Dean and Melanie will all tell you that Miranda is a people pleaser, very, very, very driven and incredibly talented, but also loves to make people happy. And as a part of that, she is willing to do whatever she needs to make that person happy. Robert is using that against her. Robert.
Maybe that's who she was when she was part of the Wilking family. You know, she was submissive, unable to be herself because, you know, her voice was drowned out by those that were dictating the orders. So now that she's out of that, she's probably able to grow into a person that isn't a people pleaser. The only person she needs to please is herself. But Katie, you have admitted to being a people pleaser all your life up until you're 40. You admit that in your articles. I'll link them below. I can't remember which one it was because I've read a few, but I'll just link the Without a Crucible articles below. Actually, it might be in the playlist versus religion because, yeah, Katie's got a, you know, can't stand anyone being religious. Like, she's so annoying. Matt Bond, Cactus High 5, $2. Cactus High 2. Oh, thank you. Oh, you are Aussie too. Full blown Aussie. I know, and I can't stop swearing, so it's part of my genetic makeup. Some people can, but I can't. Oh, thanks, Matt. I appreciate that. Reminder that I got to do my Aussie slang word of the day when we get to the end of this.
Is using her eagerness and her desire to be the best for herself and to please others as a weapon against her. And he's now weaponizing Miranda against her parents. And as much as her parents didn't want to do this, I can say for certain they didn't feel like they had any other options. And I know Kelly, Dean, and Melanie personally. I've spent more than 2 years getting to know them. They are the kindest, most loving, gentle people you will ever meet. They are the most accepting and kind people you will ever meet. And even after this statement today, they will still take Miranda back and help her when she wants to get out. They will not pass judgment on her. They will offer a home for her to stay, to recoup, to get her life back on track. They will help her with any services. If she needs therapy, they will get her any help that she needs, and any place they will go. If she calls, they will pick her up. But you can't, this isn't about Miranda. It's about Robert. Robert wants to win. He wants Miranda to work. He wants to be profitable. All of this impacts his bottom line. All of this impacts his reputation and his possible freedom. Robert is going to very likely file lawsuits, probably against the production, maybe. He will very likely continue to use Miranda and weaponize her against her family. And sadly, it's at the detriment of Miranda. And so
Oh, Katie, how misinformed you are. Maybe if you used your brain a little bit, maybe if you researched, maybe if you shut up. Robert is not going to waste time suing Netflix. Okay? He's not going to waste time suing production. He's going to sit back and watch those people sue you. You are going down. You are the one at the middle of this. You are the fact checker. You're the one with all this knowledge. Like people, there's in the subreddit of cults, because this has been posted in so many groups, Katie, and they're asking, is this woman a cult expert? Who is she? Was she part of the cult? Is she part of 7M? No, she's just a random woman who stuck her chin or nose, depending what side of the leaf you're on, into this situation and made her own story out of whatever Melanie Wilking fed her, in my opinion, because they needed to get the story out there as far widespread as they could. And if you've watched Katie go to town on a subject where she just hyper focuses in on it and doesn't take a breath, she'll go at it for a whole month. We saw that with Sister Wives, Garrison recently. And it's disgusting. But yeah, if she actually stood back, let the information process, maybe she'd be able to see that she's being used. The way she compliments the people that are using her. How does she know the Wilkings aren't playing her? Because that's what they would do, butter her up, make her talk about them in such a positive light. You know, Katie doesn't know them from a bar of soap. She's being catfished, basically. She's weaker than Mary. I think she's more desperate than Mary to just be needed, you know? Or I'm going to get your name wrong, but Girly Reds says the part where Katie says all Miranda wants to do is go to heaven and please Robert. I challenge Katie to release the video where her and Miranda sat down and Miranda said that to her. Yes, exactly. Plus, Miranda, Robert Shinn isn't God. Miranda is loyal to God, not Robert Shinn. The hierarchy is all muddled in Katie's mind. I guess that's, when you're trying to paint a picture and nothing fits. God, Katie.
ask all of you that when you see her say these words and you hear her and you think that she wrote those words, please remember that is not her. That is programming and that is Robert. Please remember what you heard in the series from Kylie about how everything is controlled by the mentors. Remember what Aubrey said, that if you want to buy a pair of shoes, you need to get permission. They are told they must submit and obey. And Miranda is being used by Robert to fight his battles. And the fear for so many of us that do think she's talented and want her to get out is that this is a huge embarrassment for her, because all this does is make her look bad. It's going to tarnish her reputation and it's going to ruin her brand. If she's in the middle.
Holy shit, wake up, Paulson. That's what's happening to you. You are tainting your own career. You're tainting, no, you didn't even have credibility to start with, but you're tainting any credibility that anyone would think. Like, you're making people want to Google you is what's happening, but I don't know why they're not Googling you. Maybe they are, and then you're just convincing them with your beauty, hypnotizing them with your monotone.
Middle of a fight about a cult, no one will work with her. It's going to make her look weak. It's going to make her look incapable. It's going to make her look vindictive. I mean, I'm already seeing comments from people that they don't like her because of this statement. Robert's brand of Christianity is one of the most ugly forms of Christianity I've ever witnessed. The lasting impact that he has on people and the harm that he causes and the personalities that these people take on are not their personalities. They take on Robert's personality. And Robert is not, in my opinion, a nice guy. Robert is vindictive. Robert is controlling. Robert is angry. Robert is competitive. Robert wants to win. Robert has no morals. Robert has no ethics. Robert.
Paulson, please put that thesaurus down. Nothing you say is making me believe that you are talking truth, because how do you know these personal things when you don't know the people? So you are showing us speculation. I feel, oh no, I shouldn't. Am I embarrassed for you? No. Do I feel pity for you? No. I don't know what I feel for you. Like, just cringe, like every time you post more, I'm like, oh. But then in my head, I see you loving shovel time, and you're out there with your favorite shovel, your gold one, just like Homer's baseball bat, but you've got your shovel that like came from the special oak from that tree that fell in the backyard. Is it a twig? Yes, it's a twig. But yeah, wow, this is you. This is how people are going to remember you. Yeah, but you're not on the screen. But tomorrow we are going to watch the one with you on the screen from May 31, I think it was. Katie's video, A Call to Action, where she is trying to get Robert Shinn arrested, but I don't know how that's going to happen because, allegations need to go through the court. But then Katie is just applying her allegation thing formula to this. Like, he was found not guilty because the evidence proved that Katie was making up bullshit. But then she's still playing the game, like throwing his name out there like he's walking around free. So she just completely dismisses any evidence that doesn't suit her narrative. And that's her in her own real life shit. And then, she brings it onto the internet and we get to call her out. But she's got no self-awareness, so she has no idea what she's doing. But we do. We're watching this like live train wreck, and I'm not trying to stop it. Are you? No, we've been waiting years for this to happen. 7M are standing there like firm in their boots, or whatever that saying is. Katie, you'd know. All you do is talk cliches. You'd know. Yes, SD. Robert has no morals. Is this Kate? This is typical Katie. They're just words with no. Because I believe that Katie is the narcissist. I believe that she's got, cluster B personality. And so she doesn't feel emotion. So that's why her words don't flow. That's why her writing sucks. That's why she can say whatever, like there's no weight behind it, because she doesn't believe that. And, it's not true, and she doesn't feel it. It's just a whole lot of crap. I'm like, my head just wants to really understand a day in the life of a narcissist with no feeling. But yeah, and so that's why it's so easy for her to hurt people as well, because like she's got no care in the world. Like, that is a bit scary that there's people out there like Katie. Thank God she doesn't leave her bedroom. No, her funeral waiting room.
Has no problem insulting and criticizing and attacking and maligning and defaming and degrading people. He has no.
What kind of bullshit is there? One more time just for Katie, because she's got no self-awareness. Katie, that's what you are doing. That's all you do. That's what you've done ever since what? The first defamation lawsuit.
Robert has no morals. Robert has no ethics. Robert has no problem insulting and criticizing and attacking and maligning and defaming and degrading people. He has no problem passing the blame onto everyone else but himself. Robert will deny everything in the series. He will deny he wrote the statement by Miranda. He will deny that he told Miranda to do this. And Miranda, if asked, will deny that that anyone else made her write it.
So did Robert Shinn write it, or did he make Miranda write it? You're not making sense because you have no fucking idea. because you are faced with the truth and all you've got is the same script. You know, it doesn't continue on to the next page. You've just got to repeat it because that's all you've got. It's shallow, surface level. There's no depth, no understanding. God, Katie, I really wish that you would, join a cult and just have some life experience. I don't know what kind of cult, but, maybe a cult by yourself.
Robert will convince her she doesn't have to do this. Miranda will be convinced that she wanted to do this. And again, this is just making it embarrassing for her. But remember that at the core of this, she's a person. And a lot like India Oxenberg, who was going through it when Keith got arrested, Keith Raniere, it was embarrassing for her. But when she got on the other side of it, people saw her for who she was again. You can come back, even if you're stuck in a situation that feels impossible. At this time, I am being sued by Miranda, and I'm not going to use a lawsuit to be silent. I have always said from the beginning when she sued me that his lawsuit to sue me was used for two purposes. One, it was to shut her up because she would have to say, I can't speak because of a lawsuit. Great, right? So it keeps her silent. Two, he thought it would shut me up and he thought it would shut the Wilkins up. He thought that by suing me, he would be able to get the Wilkins away from me or anyone that tried to help them, and it didn't work. He tried to get a
Miranda and James Derrick were added to the lawsuit in April 2022 when it was, because after Robert Shinn had laid out all the income, all the loss, like in 7 months, they went from having 3 million followers on TikTok to 7 million or something like that. And then Katie's just gone in there and just got rid of sponsors, got rid of, they've lost followers. It's disgusting what she has done. And wouldn't you think, if you had a working brain, Katie, they are sticking up for their business. They're trying to save their business, their clients. And they'll do whatever it takes. And that if that means being silent for 2 years, then that's what they've got to do and let you run your mouth. And I love it how you were like, I'm not going to use no lawsuit to silence me or something. You aren't in control. You're the one being sued. Maybe it would be a little bit different if you were the one suing Robert Shinn and you were still running your mouth, but you're the one being sued, and you were being sued way before the production started at the end of 2022 for this Netflix documentary. So you were already in an active lawsuit for sharing information publicly and smearing Robert Shinn and saying that all this was fact when it wasn't, using the allegations as fact. Then you went and shared that information with a production company, with Netflix. Now it's on this huge platform. Your lies. You're a fact checker. I don't know how the fuck you got that little with your lies, but why didn't these people Google you? I really do think they used you to get the information that was underneath that protective order. It's in your lawsuit that you shared court documents that were under a protective order. You broke the law in order to be a part of a documentary. No other sane person would break the law and share that information. You, on the other hand, because of your personality disorders and your need and your insecurity, your need to be involved in something because you weren't involved in Shiny Happy People. And the desperation. Did you ever think about your career, your son, your husband, your choices affecting them? Do you ever think about stuff backfiring, Katie? Because of your substance abuse, well over 2 decades, this oblivion that you live in 24/7, where you're untouchable, where your ego is just flying high. We see it. We see it in those stupid TikTok things that you release. You look messy. You look rough. You look like you are full-blown not healthy. And then we're supposed to trust you, the professional fact checker? it just doesn't make sense. I just can't, this level of dumb. I want to know what Jennifer is thinking. You know, maybe I should call her up. She might just say no comment because, you know, she's in a lawsuit. But even that no comment. Yeah, that's ethics, Katie. Okay, we got to get through this. Sorry, guys. Sometimes I just black out when I go into parent mode with my pulse and pointing finger.
Judge to put a gag order in this case, and they didn't. He tried to claim that I had no right to even speak about the lawsuit or his church while he was suing me. The judge said, no, you can talk as much as you want during a lawsuit. It's up to you whether or not you want to speak. I stand by my reporting. I stand by my opinions. I stand by my First Amendment rights to speak the truth. And Miranda is being told she can't speak because of a lawsuit that has nothing to do with this. And finally, I just want to say this, that if Miranda did stand for victims, and I know in the real world she does, when she's not when she's not being influenced by Robert, she does stand for victims. But what is she saying when she says, I don't condone abuse, but I can only speak for myself? She is saying that's a one-sided documentary, which means her friends are lying, her parents are lying, Melanie and Priscilla are lying, the Rianos are lying. The public records are lying. Robert's own words are lying. He has turned her into the misogynist that he is. Robert's brand of Christianity is one of the most toxic and misogynistic brands I've ever seen and witnessed because of the level of chaos he creates and the competition he makes for the women that are inside of it. They all are competing for one another. And so none of them end up believing each other. I have witnessed firsthand when people come out of this group and they are hurt by one another and they don't believe the other person's story. They have been weaponized against each other. They're pit against each other in this cult. So when they do come out, they don't believe each other. So for Miranda not to believe Kylie is what he was doing in the cult. He will say, she's a liar. That didn't happen. She misunderstood me, because she and Kylie were competitive. They were all striving for the same finite resources. Miranda is doing what the victims in this cult do when they get out and when they're in. They blame everyone and they accuse everyone else, and then they all claim they're not the victim, or if they are the victim, they have the most trauma, because in his cult it is a competition, but it's not a competition. And here's the thing, in Miranda's real world, she would believe her friends. She would never side with an abuser, and she would never stand with someone accused of R or SA. She would never put her career on the line in such a severe way. What she's doing and what he's doing to her right now is career ending. Brands are not going to want to work with her. Companies will not hire her. She will not be cast. She will be nobody if she stays with him. Something her mom told me the other day is, now is the time for you to get out before it gets worse, because at some point you can't come back. And the longer you stay, the harder it is going to be to recover. You don't want to be in his group when he does maybe get arrested and he does go to trial and the atrocities do come out, or worse, you become a part of the crimes like some of his other people that are involved in his group, the women that.
So you're all for the First Amendment, freedom of speech, but what about like the Constitution with the law and stuff? Innocent until proven guilty. You've already made him the criminal. You've already made him guilty before any allegations have been found, proven as fact or whatever in the court. How do you not see this as continuing to smear his name? You're continuing the behavior that got you sued in the first place. Chat, can you make this make sense? Because my brain kind of hurts. But that's not surprising. But I mean, we aren't even that far in, and my brain's already hurting. I believe so. Yeah. I can't see. Maria, I'm just going to go with the word that I can see. Maria says, that's what it's all about, isn't it? She's butthurt that she wasn't involved in Shiny Happy People, so this is how she can get her claim to fame. Totally. And she's just going overboard with it to the level of, well, I'm almost embarrassed for her, but then I rein it back in, because I have learnt not to be embarrassed for her. Her makeup videos used to make me feel so sorry for her. Girly Red says, seems Miranda was in an atheist family that was helicopter parents and sister, too scared to get her own life and career. So when Miranda did, it freaked them out. Wanted the girls at home till wanted the girls at home till they're 40. Exactly. And just because they had been like robots their whole life, like put into dance, put into acting, like performing their whole life as the sisters. I can imagine like not having any individual personality would eventually get to a point where you need to get out. And I mean, she was 25 when this happened, Miranda, which is around the time when you do break free and spread your wings and become who you are. Otherwise, you just get locked in the cage like Katie is setting up for her son. What's going to happen when Katie's son wants to leave? Is she going to like say, oh, he's joined a cult? Probably. She's the most controlling person ever.
That started when they were the same age as Miranda that are now part of the same scheme, and they're hurting people like Miranda. Miranda is behaving the way Robert has trained her to behave, and he does condone and he does support abuse. He does. That's my opinion. I believe that Robert supports that. I believe that Robert doesn't care that he hurts the women. I believe that he doesn't care that he's hurting Miranda. You know, Robert is going to blame his wife. His son has already told me, Conrad, that when this all goes down, and if it blows up in flames, and if he loses the lawsuits, and if he's arrested, he will blame his wife and he will blame Shirley, the two women that he groomed from the time they were teenagers to do his dirty work. He will take no responsibility. He will throw anyone and everyone under the bus. And now is the time for everyone to stop believing Robert. Don't send Miranda hate. This lawsuit and her lawsuit against me is not the problem. I am not the problem. The Wilkins are not the problem. The only problem is Robert Shinn, in my opinion. All right, you guys.
And yet Robert Shinn has not said a word since 2022. Oh, actually, they released a statement after Miranda. And I re-recorded mine because I didn't know how to say a word. And then, I was lazy and I didn't use my pronunciation, my friend Google pronunciation, and I got it wrong. But Cactus high five to Sally B because she was like, look, this is how you say it. And then I was like, I'm going to redo it. So, yes, expect that out. It'll be a short. But, yeah, they have come out and just basically said that Melanie Lee tried to extort Robert Shinn, and that's where a lot of the allegations came from, like because he wouldn't, this is the word, capitulate. Oh, did I get it right? Capitulate? Something close, but you know what I'm trying to say? I think I was pretty close though. Since he didn't give in or whatever to her demands, that's why she went ahead with these allegations. And again, what kind of docuseries or what kind of production company bases their whole bases their whole series on allegations where not one thing that would give you insight to maybe other allegations being found true, not one thing has been found true. So why would you even go ahead with it? Because the way Katie's posts are written makes you think that she's sharing the truth. And yeah, like the amended summons is linked below, plus Miranda's statement from 2022 where she warns her parents about Katie Joy. That's a good one. But yeah, I don't believe that she's talking to Kelly Wilking. I believe that she's probably just talking to Melanie. But then if it's just over messages, it could be either of them just saying that they are who they are. Katie's just so gullible. So gullible. I've gone silent, just having a little scroll with chat. But like, I'm just so confused with, like, 7M was started in 2021. Shekinah Church, 1994. So like the first episode I watched was like all on 7M, the dancers. But then the other two episodes were all on Shekinah Church and people that had survived Shekinah Church. Am I saying it right? I know I'm not. That's how they say it. But I don't think that's how Aussies say it. I think we say Shekinah. Like, we just mumble it all together. But, yeah, so, and then 7M actually said, you know, they're two different entities. Of course they are if they're established in 2 separate years. It does my head in. She just mushed it all together. Where I reckon maybe the church would have cult-like traits, but then most churches do, don't they? I mean, the whole religion is invented to, well, restrict your thoughts, but then also just give people hope. Katie doesn't like anyone to have hope because she doesn't. Melly Lynn says, I seen a comment that said everyone talking about this keeps calling Miranda a little girl. She said that they do this on purpose to gain more eyes on the story. I agree. Miranda is a grown. Yeah. And even her stating, like Miranda states in her statement, Katie, I just did a you. Dum, dum, dum. So I just I want to buy a solar phone. Yeah, Miranda says, like, I'm just a woman living my life, making my own choices. I can't even imagine trying to, or having this come out and it's complete opposite. It's not even the truth. And you've done all this work as a professional dancer to get to the top of your game. And there's someone tearing, oh my God, I relate. Because just at the moment, I'm feeling like I am, I've been, I'm half in the ground, copying narcissist's attack of my own. And it's a complete head fuck because my brain can't even function because there's no rational logic to the shit that's going on. I don't know. How do I? Yeah, I was going to relate it, but then my brain tuned out, and here we are at the end of a KJ live where I've got no brain cells left to even think. Hopefully I made some sense, but we will watch. Yeah, so Friday, I've saved the best for last, even though we're going backwards. So this was June 4. And then tomorrow I'll be reacting to the May 31st video of Katie's where she does a call to action to get Robert Shinn arrested. And we get to see her face and her wonky. I haven't listened. I've only looked at the visual to get the picture for the thumbnail. And it's, wonky eyeliner. Why? Why does she give me that kind of distraction? I need to be able to listen to what comes out of her mouth. Thank God for captions. Oh, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. And yeah, hopefully, eventually I'll get to Katie's posts and that maybe next week. We'll just watch the video tomorrow and then next week, my voice. I keep losing my voice. What's going to happen is I'm going to have to use AI. I'm going to have to choose a voice. Maybe I could be American. Get rid of my Aussie accent. No. But yeah, it's gone croaky and it's not good. But this is what happened. I did scream. I screamed on a beach, in the middle of nowhere. And it was so good. But then I lost my voice. But I got out all of my angst. I had my emo moment. Then I went and wrote a song. No, I'm joking. Oh, guys, have a good rest of your day. This was a bit earlier, so for me, and I'm off to bed. It's only 9:30 p.m. here. But, one thing, I might be changing my CB lives to morning my time, which would be nighttime for you guys, just because I'm switching up my work and my routine and stuff so I can have my nights free to do more of the stuff I love and not have nightmares about this crazy woman on this carousel, Okay, well, replay crew, let me know what you think in the description. If I missed anything, give me the timestamp in the description and I'll add it for everyone. But yeah, make sure you check out the links, and I'll catch you tomorrow with a croaky voice. No. Hopefully my voice, I need to drink lemon and warm water. But yeah, full on croaky. Oh, Jennifer. Let's get Jennifer on the line, you know? What's she up to? What's she thinking? Okay, guys, take care. I'll catch you tomorrow. And yeah, make sure you check out Miranda's statement. And then, yeah, also re-uploading the 7M statement. See you guys. Take care.